he'll put music or something over this thing. I won't worry a whole lot about what I say.
So I want you to pull up all the way where you can reach the pedals good.
Yep. Yeah, you're
Now
gonna have to
push
hit,
the
no,
pedal.
you're gonna have to.
You're gonna have to come way
up,
up more.
Scoot
So
way,
you can't
way
get
up.
them up all the way. Keep coming, keep coming. There you go. Now, can you push the pedals all the way?
Yep.
Okay, left and right. Okay. Now, you'll hear me say before takeoff, heels on the floor. The reason being is, if you touch the top of those pedals and articulate them, do that for me. Now see how they articulate? Those are the brakes.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's how you brake, okay? So you have.
But then these are the rudders, right?
Yeah, the bottom is the rudder, and then the tops are the brakes, and you have separate master cylinders for each brake, a left brake and a right brake, so you can articulate the braking.
Oh, okay.
So that's the reason why I will always say heels on the floor on takeoff and landing, because you don't want to land and have your feet on the brakes, or you're going to do a loop or spin out or do something. So that's not a good thing. These are backup gauges.
Okay.
On older airplanes, they have what they call a 6-pack. Okay. So now on this plane, these are only backup gauges. They're not primary gauges. So this is our MFD and our PFD. That's the primary flight display, and then the MFD. Basically, that's our navigation, our map.
Yeah,
and then
it shows where others are, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's show that. We can also show it on the iPad. Okay, and that's going to be a little bit of a safety briefing too. In the event we have to do what they call an off-airport landing, which, you know, is off the airport into a field or something, you're going to open that door and then latch it. And the reason by it is that striker bolt will come out and it won't let it close all the way. So if we kind of have a hard landing and the airframe gets tweaked a little bit, you don't want the door to stick. Okay, and so that'll keep it open all the way good. Now, we have a checklist for basically, I kind of do a flow first, but I use the checklist for kind of just to verify everything.
All right.
So all of this we kind of did a little bit, but I did it more thoroughly over there. Okay. And so before starting, we briefed the passenger. I told you about that.
Yep.
When we're flying, I'm going to say your airplane. Okay. That means I'm off of it. Okay.
All right.
If for some reason you're uncomfortable or something you don't like, say your airplane and then confirm it with my airplane. Both ways, okay?
All
right. Our seat belts, we got all that. Our circuit breakers, basically I just feel those, make sure none of them have popped. We did our sump tanks, our fuel quantities, did all that pre-flight beacing, seat belts and doors and brakes and circuit breakers, okay? So we'll get this thing started.
All right.
And I'm gonna tell you the worst thing in the world on a fuel injected engine is doing what they call a hot start. Because these things, even though they're fuel injected, do not like to start very well after they're hot. Why, I don't know. All right, so fuel on both, cowl flaps open, our trim is centered,
Okay.
Okay, we got everything there. Bring this up a bit more. I like to be able to feel everything. See how hard it is to start? It just does not like to start. Now this is our mixture. We like to lean this when we're on the ground. Okay, I'm good. Avionics are up.
Stearman traffic, Skyline 80 Pop Echo, taking off 17, Stearman traffic. All right, heels on the floor. Instruments are green. Airspeed's alive. And rotate. Positive rate. Flaps coming up.
Beautiful. Love this so much.
Full, isn't it?
Great.
Stearman traffic, Skyline 80 Papa Echo, turning right, crosswind 17, Stearman.
Traffic Husky 907 Juliet across the midfield, making a right hand downwind in front of the Cessna. I'm going to go ahead and depart to the north. I'll be back in a little bit.
Alrighty. See him low out there over that tan field?
Yeah, I see him.
Alright, so we want to just kind of watch out for him. Alright, we want to find somewhere where it's not so cloudy.
You ever been through like a rain thunder?
Oh yeah, that's what we call a free airplane wash. He's like right underneath us, isn't he?
I see him, he's down there.
All right. Oh, you just landed? Okay. Stearman traffic, Skyline 80 Pop Echo, departing the area to the east, Stearman. Oh, I see him. Didn't know that was a...
Either.
That's somebody's private field.
Yeah, I just seen the opening in the trees and assumed he was gonna land there.
Trying to get over where it's a little lighter, or maybe get up a little higher, get a little smoother air.
Yeah, this ain't too bad though.
It's not bad. This is actually kind of smooth in some ways. But the thing of it is, we've got to look out for, what you got to look out for are towers. See that one with the white light blinking right there? Okay, so what they'll do is they'll mark these towers. See, there's one right there. That's it right there.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. So you know not to hit them, and they'll give you the height of them, and sea level and above the ground. Like this tower right here, 1,748 feet above sea level. So we're at 2,100 feet right now, so we would hear it. But that tower is actually 307 feet tall, just to kind of give you an idea.
Oh, okay. We just reached 2,100 feet, right?
Yep. 2,100. I'm trying to keep it around 2,000, kind of well below these clouds.
Oh.
It looks like it opens up a little bit more here in front of us.
It does sort of look like an opening.
Now we'll kind of look and see here. All right, what I want you to do here, first thing I want you to get a feel for are the rudder pedals, all right? Just lightly put your feet on the rudder pedals. Don't worry about the yoke right now.
What was the brake again?
It's the top. You kind of have to rotate it. So both of them just kind of on the rudder pedals. All right. Now to fly coordinated, you see this right here? You need to make that stand. Here, let me switch this over just so you can kind of see. You need to keep that trapezoid. So here, I'm going to demonstrate. See how we're yawing? That's uncoordinated. So what you want to try to do is keep that coordinated as much as you can. So if this little ball or that little flat piece is this way, you add a little bit of left rudder. If it's that way, you add just a touch of right rudder. Okay. So I'm going to get off the rudder pedals, and I want you to play with that and just kind of see what you got. Yeah, it makes it do this. Yeah. So that's uncoordinated. That's not a very comfortable flight. People in the back feel it worse. Okay, they'll actually get sick. All right, so now, that in conjunction with the yoke turns the plane, okay? So these are in degrees of bank right here. So, all right, get off the rudder pedals. If I want to turn to the left, I do the yoke and I'm doing the left rudder pedal. See how I'm trying to keep it coordinated?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then the same thing going to the right, okay? It's kind of keeping it coordinated, all right?
All right.
All right, so, your airplane, hands on the yoke and feet on the rudder pedals, all right? So bank me to the left, just do me a turn to the left and keep us coordinated. All right, that looks good. Straighten out. You have to kind of go back a little bit, straighten out. A little left rudder, there you go. Now you're flying straight and level. Now give me one to the right. Know where you're going?
Not really, no.
It helps if you know where you're going. Now you're wanting to become like a commercial pilot, right?
Yeah, either a commercial or private.
Well, you got to get private first, and then get your hours in to get commercial. Well, you want to fly like for the airlines or like private jets or?
I was thinking more private jets, but it might lead me to the airlines. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever pays best.
Well, there's pays best, and then there's I don't know, quality of life. Some airlines will really work you quite a bit. Some private jets will. A lot of the private jets, are like 10 days on, 5 days off.
Yeah.
So that's not so bad.
No, and that's kind of what I was thinking, but.
Yeah. In order to do that, you know, you're going to have to get your private, obviously. Then you have to get your instrument rating, okay? And then complex would be something like a retractable gear airplane.
Okay.
And then you get your instrument rating. You can fly VFR all the way up to 17,500 feet.
Really?
At 18,000 feet, you have to be an IFR pilot on an instrument flight plan.
Okay.
Talking to ATC entire time. So, like, there's pros and cons to both. You know, like, just go out, you know, smash bugs and have fun. You just go VFR and have a good time. But if I'm wanting to get somewhere, I'll file IFR. Now, I won't be flying at 18,000 feet in this airplane, because anything above 12,500 feet, you need oxygen, because this plane's not pressurized. Okay? So, you know, you'll need that, and then you'll need to get what they call a type rating. Any jet aircraft, not a turboprop, which is a jet engine spinning a propeller, is basically the same thing, but any jet aircraft or a airplane, turboprop, or anything else that's over 12,500 pounds, you get a type rating for it.
Okay, and how do you do that?
That, you go to, well, like flight safety, you know, here in Wichita has a sim school, and you'll go and you'll spend a couple of weeks in a simulator, and they go through all the systems, they go through, you know, everything on the airplane, and you actually have to do that every year.
Really?
And so for someone to hire you to fly a jet, and you know, those type ratings to be like $20,000, $30,000 to do those.
Dang.
So, you know, they're going to be investing a lot of money in you. So they want somebody that's going to stick around where they can get a return on their investment, obviously. All right. See that red tower right there? All right, that means it's pretty close to our altitude, probably within a couple hundred feet. So here it is right here. See this whole tower? It's at 2,563 feet MSL, right?
Right.
All right. So here, I'll just show you right there. So here it is right here. All right. It's 1,253 feet above the ground. So we don't want to keep heading straight toward that. It's still about 7.5 miles in front of us.
I can see it, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you can see it, we want to kind of steer clear from it. Now, thing about these towers, it's not just the peak of that tower. Those lines are coming out at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
So you definitely don't want to mess with that. Kind of feeling a little more relaxed now?
Yeah. A little less tense.
Yeah, and you know, it takes a while to get over that, you know?
Yeah, being a pilot's certainly not a relaxing job, but...
Well, when I get up to altitude, like if I'm on an IFR flight plan, I get up to altitude, I'll turn the autopilot on. If it's nice and smooth, I won't even touch the controls for a couple hours.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's real relaxing, man.
like when you go down to Louisiana?
Oh yeah, we'll that's a 3.5 hour flight, and once I get up to about 6,000 to 8,000, 9,000 feet, get leveled out, and if it's smooth sailing, I'll turn the autopilot on, and it's nothing to it.
How'd you get your pilot's license?
For me,
How'd you get your pilot's license?
I got it at Augusta over there.
Really?
I got it when I was 60 years old. I'd always wanted to fly. I grew up near Barksdale Air Force Base, which, you know, just kind of, but at that time I just really thought it was more, you know, military flying or flying for the airlines, and that wasn't something I wanted to do. And I just wanted a private just to fly myself around. And so, yeah, that's a tall tower, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so, life kind of got in the way, had kids, you know. And then when I was 59, about to turn 60, Janis said, if you don't get your pilot's license now, you never will. And so, you know, I went ahead and signed up, knocked it out pretty quick, flew for not quite a year, but I was taking these longer trips and flying VFR, and there were so many times, like, you know, when you take a longer trip, the weather changes, And I realized I needed an instrument rating really bad. So, all right, let's kind of make a slow 180 and turn us back to the north. I'm gonna put the heading bug on north. That's just a nice, gradual, coordinated, easy turn, man. You're doing perfect. You keep it coordinated.
Yeah, this is an experience like no other. A lot of people get to do this.
Well, I'm happy to be one to let you do it.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, you got to learn how to do multiple tasks when you're flying. All right, so hit flight plan right there. See, we got direct. Now hit enter twice right there. Hit it firm. There you go. Now, that's the course you got to be on. Watch, see how it's starting to separate? Okay, so you're doing real good keeping it on course just then. Well, let's get us on back. What I'll do is direct, enter, got you a new plane. So now, that is our course and our heading now that we got to head back to get towards Stearman. So what that's going to do is get us to the center of the airport. Okay?
Okay.
All right, but we're not going, we don't go to the center of the airport. We fly a pattern. So let me just show you. I plan 1 A 1. I got this on a direct to Stearman. See from where we're at, okay? But here's what I want you to see. This is the information you need for Stearman. Alright, Lloyd Stearman Field, 1K1. That's what we have in our flight plan, right? 1K1, okay? The AWOS is 118.3.
Stearman Field traffic.
That is the weather, and I have that on Comp 2. So I can hear Comp 2 on top of, I always put the pilots talking to people on Comp 1 and AWOS on Comp 2. Alright. Well, here's the weather coming up.
Lloyd Stearman Field Airport. Automated weather observation 1643. Zulu weather wind 240 free. Visibility 10. Ceiling 2,400. Broken 3,000. Broken 4,000. Overcast. Temperature 20 Celsius. Dew point 14. Altimeter 3017.
All right, altimeters are the same still, right? The winds were at what, 240, right?
Right.
So we have runways
36 on a 5-mile final, 17, be a full stop here.
17 and 35 are our runways. See, if I zoom in here, see you got 17 and 35. All right. So 40 or 17 plus 90 degrees or less is what? 170 plus 90 is what? 260, right? Okay, so 240 is less than 260, right? That's the direction the wind's coming from. So that's the runway we need to land on. Okay? If it was directly 90 degrees, that would mean a direct crosswind, right? Right. You need to go a little bit to the right. See how we're off right here? So when that's to your right, you got to go to right to center that needle back. Right here. Just easy now. Not, you're not trying to get it. You're just trying to kind of ease into it. Kind of like a entrance ramp on an interstate. You're just trying to merge into it.
Okay.
All right. So that's how we know, because we always want to land into. All right. Okay. All right. So now another bit of information that tells you is that's our frequency. All right, the runway elevation is 1,364 feet. That's how high it is above sea level. Our traffic pattern is 1,000 feet above the ground. So 2,400 feet is where we need to be when we enter the traffic pattern. All right? So our traffic pattern from where we're at, I'm going to actually put this up so you can see it.
Have you guys crossed 254 on the highway? We're about half a mile from the highway. Alright, we're looking for the Super Cub.
Okay, I'm going to add this to the route. Got both there.
We see you're at about Stearman traffic, Cardinal 36 Lima, mile final 17 vehicle.
All right, so this is what we're going to do, because what it tells us is, see where it says RP17 right there? That means we have to be a right-handed traffic pattern for runway 17, which means we're going to be about a mile from the runway, and it needs to be on our right side. So this is what it looks like. So we're going to come here, see right here? We're going to cross midfield and enter a right, see here's the runway, right traffic pattern, and then come down and land 17.
That's gonna be difficult.
And then we need to announce all of that so people know where we're at and where we're coming from. Want to try to make a radio call?
Don't trust myself.
I'll tell you what to say. All right, when you call somebody on the phone, what do?
Hello?
You don't call somebody and say hello. You're calling somebody. You say,
Super traffic, 8 public kilos, short final.
who are you calling? So let's say you're calling me on my cell phone, and I answer, and you go, Mr. Parr or Ron, this is Jacob.
Yeah.
I'm at the school. I'm going to do something, and then you're going to say who it is you're calling again. So when you're talking on the radio, you're going to say Stearman traffic, Skylane 80 Papa Echo is 13 to the southeast, going to cross midfield, which is what we're going to do. We're going to cross in the middle of the field, right? In our right traffic pattern for 17, Stearman. You always start and end your radio call with who you're calling and close it with who you're calling.
Stearman traffic.
Skylane 80 Papa Echo.
Skylane 80
Papa Echo
80 Papa Echo.
is 10 to the southeast. 10 to the southeast.
10 southeast.
Cross midfield, right pattern 17.
Flight pattern 17.
Good enough. You did good.
Guess. I froze up there a little bit.
There's Augusta right there. See it?
Stearman traffic, 5 Foxtrot, short final 17, full stop, Stearman.
We'll try another call. You want me to do it?
You do it.
Okay.
Figure all that stuff will come with time.
Now, it's a lot to remember.
We're getting close enough. You take over?
You want me to take over?
Oh, if you want to.
Oh. Now, are you getting nervous with all the planes around?
I'm getting nervous that we're getting too close.
Oh, okay. All right. My airplane?
Airplane.
My airplane.
Back taxi, 17, Stearman.
Stearman traffic, Skylane 80 Papa Echo is 5.5 to the southeast, going across midfield, enter right downwind 17, full stop, Stearman. You catch all that?
Huh?
Did you catch all that?
What?
I just called out. Okay.
Yeah, I was listening.
See the airport yet? See it out there? About around 11 o'clock?
Yeah, I think I see it.
So everybody taking off or landing, whether you're 17 or 35, is on that side of the runway. So, but if you're coming in from the east, you cross midfield. The safest place to cross an airport is right over the top of it, because the planes are on the ground then, right? It's the ends you got to worry about, because see, when they take off that runway, see, they're going to be coming up here and turning to the right. Stearman traffic, Skylane 80 Papa Echo is 3 miles to the east, going to cross midfield, enter right downwind, 17, full stop, Stearman. All right, see how we're going to cross in the middle there? See the airplane turning base right there, right by above the silos. You see him? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
So we're gonna keep an eye on him.
Stearman traffic, Skyline 80 Pop Echo, crossing midfield, and right downwind, 17 full stop, and we have that base traffic in sight.
Okay, to watch him land. He's gonna land in the grass.
Hi.
See him?
Yeah, I see him. Yeah, he landed. Oh, did he land in the grass, though?
Yeah, he landed in the grass. That's a little grass runway there. All right, so now we're beating the numbers. See how we're parallel to the landing numbers? That's when we put in 10 degrees of flaps, which I got in. Should be about 90 knots, which I got. All right, and then we're going to keep going this way till it's at about a 45-degree angle behind us.
Okay.
Okay?
Stearman traffic, Skyline 80 Pop Echo, turning base, 17 full stop, Stearman.
Yeah, there is a lot to remember.
Well, it makes sense when you start doing it enough.
Yeah. I was thinking of going to WSU and doing the Ellis program after.
No.
Stearman traffic, Skyline 80 Pop Echo, short final, 17 full stop, Stearman.
Yeah, they got a good program. Flaps.
I also heard Salina has a really good one too.
They do too. All right, I'm aiming for that number, right? And then I'm going to flare when we get. So it looks like I'm almost going to pile drive it into the ground, but we're not. And we're just going to ease it back, ease it back.
You just cut the power and
And then I just cut the power.
Stearman traffic, Skyline 80 Pop Echo, back taxiing, 17 Stearman.
See, they don't have a taxiway here. So if you were listening to that weather report at the end, it says, please back taxi on runway. So this is back taxiing on the runway.
makes sense.
What do you think, bud?
That was awesome.
You want to try to taxi it with the rudder pedals? Yeah. Put your feet on the rudder pedals. I'll just follow me along.
Right.
All right.
Stearman traffic, Skyline 80 Pop Echo, clear, 17 Stearman.
All right. See these lines? See how they're dashed on this side? That means you can cross it. The solid lines mean you cannot cross unless you have clearance to do so. At a Howard Airport, the tower ground frequency will do that for you. At an uncontrolled, which this one is, you have to announce that call.
Okay.
Watch our wing over there, make sure we're looking good.
Oh, looks good.
What you think, bud?
That was awesome.
Good job, man. You flew for, I mean, did everything but the takeoff and landing. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thanks.
How about that? That was awesome.
So what'd you think, Jacob?
That was amazing.
Oh, great. Great.
That was awesome. I flew for almost the whole time except for the takeoff and the landing. So, that was awesome. Great experience. Awesome.
Good job, bud.
Yeah.